So this is really adorable. You think that space is a vacuum cleaner because you don't know what a vacuum is. You don't know what vacuum means. What's a vacuum? What does vacuum mean?
Crazy.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. What the fuck does a vacuum
It has
mean?
no air. It's, you know.
It's an absence of matter. Mm-hmm. So why the fuck would the vacuum of space pull air anywhere? Can you explain that?
A vacuum
cleaner.
also pulls things, sir.
No, it doesn't.
I guess he found himself a better debater.
That's not a thing.
And I thought certain people were my friend, you know? And you don't want to believe that your friends would do certain things, but yeah, it's definitely possible. But yeah, I was just not in my right state of mind. I apologize for allowing y'all to see me lose my cool. Yeah.
JEJE Vibe. 55.
It's JEJE Vibe.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to JEJE Vibe.
We're back.
You know I got the amazing queen with me.
Thanks, my love.
Today we're going to be talking about plenty nonsense. Like, it's hard, like when you get to like see conversations like this happen in 2025 and you're like, are we moving forward or are we going back? When you hear people still believing in the idea of flat earth or the earth is flat or they call themselves flat earthers.
Can you blame them? They see the same scenery over and over again, so automatically they think that the earth is flat.
But it's just simple mathematics. How is it 24 hours a day counted?
Forget about the 24 hours a day. The most simplest way of explaining this, and I will not even explain this again, one time and one time only. When a certain geographical location is daylight somewhere, and then the opposite end of the geographical location is nighttime, time zones, what does that show you? It shows that the earth rotates.
Easy.
Where it was light is facing the sunlight.
By spinning on its axis. An axis is an imaginary line that runs through the Earth's center. This spinning movement on its axis is called a rotation. As it rotates, part of the Earth is facing the sun. This part of the Earth is lit up and experiences daytime. At the same time, the opposite side of the Earth is facing away from the sun. This part of the Earth is in darkness and it is nighttime. It takes the Earth 24 hours to complete one rotation. The repeating rotation of the Earth is why we experience the daily pattern of day and night.
It's just basic logic. Basic common sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that this common sense should be common, but somehow, some people just want to go against the grain, even when it comes to just common sensical things. And that is what we're discussing today. Lord Jamal, who happens to be an OG when it comes to the rap game. He used to be a rapper in a group. But we've seen him in so many Vlad interviews, and also now he has his own podcast. But today, he's been talking about flat earth and his belief of flat earth and his willingness to debate flat earth.
Hey, can you blame him? They have Happy Flat Earth Day.
Crazy.
Who created that?
So he came to Godfrey's podcast and Godfrey invited Professor Dave, who happens to be a debunker or a scientist. And he has been debunking the idea of flat earth, telling them that the earth is a spur. So let's hear this conversation.
To share with you today, so grab some popcorn and enjoy. If you recall, Godfrey was the host. Lord Jamar was a guest, and then there was this third fellow. His name is Dante Nero, and after I posted my reaction video, he reached out to me by email. He told me that he's a big fan of the channel and that the episode I reacted to was frustrating for him because he knew that Jamar had no idea what he was talking about, but he didn't have the tools necessary to combat his script in real time. He expressed interest in having me on Godfrey's show via Zoom to have a conversation with Lord Jamar. Now, upon hearing this request, I was immediately aware that if I agreed to do that, it would be a total shit show. I am intimately familiar with people like Lord Jamar. He's a delusional narcissist and complete douchebag whose entire identity revolves around his perceived intellectual superiority over the rest of humanity, despite being a willfully ignorant, clueless asshat. Basically, he's a flat earther. He is 100% impervious to even the most basic facts and logic, and he will not listen to a word I have to say,
Crazy.
no matter how obviously correct I am. But when has that ever stopped me before? So I agreed to go on the show. Now, I will say that I went into this with the intention of remaining relatively cordial as long as possible, but Jamar began insulting me before I was even introduced, so I decided to just lace into him from the first moment. Even though my volume was dramatically lower than theirs, even though he was talking over me constantly, even though there was barely any attempt by Godfrey to moderate him so that I could get equal speaking time, I still took a big steamy dump all over him and made him look dumber than rocks in front of his own audience. So much so, in fact, that after less than 20 minutes of interacting, Jamar threatened to leave the studio if I wasn't cut out of the feed. And then, mere minutes after the live stream was posted to Godfrey's channel, it was pulled. Undoubtedly because Jamar told Godfrey to pull it, since he knew how unbelievably stupid he looked. But my friends, you'd better believe I anticipated exactly this, so I recorded the Zoom session from my end. I knew that this exchange was going to be absolute gold, and I was not disappointed. With that context covered, enjoy this brief interaction with one of the dumbest people alive.
There's not fire in a vacuum of
Let's
my
go.
God.
space.
I want to say
Like,
something.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
It's ridiculous.
Like, and before we bring Professor Dave, here's my thing.
Man,
There's let me
fuck Professor Dave.
Go ahead.
before he
Yo,
even
that's
get here.
disrespectful.
You know why? When it comes to hip hop, right? There's questions I have to ask because he spent his life studying being part of hip hop. To take the people that have spent their lifetime understanding physics,
Oh my
science,
gosh.
all kinds of
That
things.
don't matter.
It is absurd.
He was still- he
It would be
He was still trying to be respectful. Like, if I'm going to talk about hip hop, I'll come to you, Lord Jamal, because you have more experience and insight since you're part of that whole hip hop history.
I mean, my own thing is that why would you even want to argue or have a conversation with someone that you know that they believe that the earth is flat? It's too much stress.
Yeah, it is. It is. But like we said, it's been gaining a whole lot of ground recently where people are just basically calling themselves flat earthers. So it's always good to like hear this conversation to like put common sense back into the picture again.
equivalency if I took
Oh,
an
my
internet
God,
dude.
that does not
and
matter.
let me finish. If I took an internet dude who got a couple of tracks and asked him about the history of hip hop, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
One
No, it's
person.
not.
But what about, you say scientists, right, that have been studying for a long time. But there are people who've been in these professions that have there to lie, just like medical apartheid against African Americans. There
Yeah,
are
but
trained doctors
When you
that
follow
have lied
the money,
to black people about health.
they're gonna say whatever
how
the
did
money tells them to
nobody
say.
is saying that didn't happen.
Nobody, no scientist is
Nobody's
getting
saying that didn't
funded if they do not say what the money wants them to say, sir.
Okay, that's conspiracy.
Science,
That-
no, it's
that's
not.
not
It's
fact.
real.
That's
It's
every-
a fucking
but
fact.
you don't get to say
Science
that
is a
everything
religion
is that
now.
way. You don't get to
Science
say
is
that.
a religion.
So
it
he's
is
saying
not,
that
Science is not religion.
this whole thing is all made up to make it seem that the earth is spherical.
Yeah. Like,
That they're
That's it.
paying the scientists to say that.
yeah.
Crazy.
Look at it. Oh, yes, it is. And
This is
people
great. That is
worship
insane.
at the altar of science.
Nobody's
and these
worshiping
people
at the
are your
altar.
new fucking deacons and bishops.
Where is this Church of Science?
Yes, he's mistaking it for Scientology.
Yo, this is crazy.
And you believe that they have the power.
Let's
They're
go.
closer to
Let's
God
go.
than anybody else. No. Hang on a second. My whole disclaimer before we even start this bullshit, okay, is that, hang on. I issued a challenge, Godfrey, to even come here to talk to Mr. Whoever,
Right.
scientist man,
Right.
that if he can present me a working model,
a walking
of
model.
a ball that water sticks to the outside of
rotating.
it. Yes, as it rotates, I'll gladly sit down and have a talk with him.
So he's talking about a walking model of a ball because 80% of the earth is water. So how
I
is
know.
it possible
That
that
the
the
water
earth is spinning and the water
is sticking to the earth? But that's the thing. That's the reason why the earth is spherical and it moves at a constant time. And hey, not even just
And
that.
it's
The
just
gravitational pull.
It's just gravity. Anywhere you are is the center of the earth. Like,
Hasn't showed me such models.
It's a
I
model.
can give you a model right now as we sit here.
Oh, is Dave around? Is he there?
He's on. I
Can he hear us?
A model right now.
I can hear you guys.
Hey, Dave. Dave.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Dave. It's Godfrey. How
With
are
a
you? I don't
concave
see
bowl.
you.
Doing good.
You're doing good.
Can you guys see me?
Hey.
What up, Dave?
Dave, are you Dave the scientist?
I'm the one that contacted you.
Are you Dave the scientist?
Yeah, he's the one
I'm a
that
science
contacted
communicator.
Science communicator. Well, hey, how you doing? First
What
time
does that
meeting
mean?
you.
difference.
I'm
Science
doing good.
communicator.
Science communicator. Okay. Well, here you are. You do not believe in the flat Earth theories, and you are. I've been taught that the Earth has been round for a long time, and when the flat Earth thing came around, I said, okay, what's this about? And then I listened to some of the flat Earth stuff, and you know what? Some of the stuff made sense. I was like, that kind of makes sense. And then when you hear about what you've always been learning about, well, that kind of makes sense. And then when I talked to Dave, when I talked to a fighter pilot, and then they go like 50,000 feet, way higher than commercial jet. I say, have you seen curvature? He goes, yeah, we see the curvature of the Earth. That's what he said. I was like,
I've seen multiple videos where they say no.
You talk about we're supposed to
straight.
take care of your video over a pilot who has thousands of hours.
We've seen
like
multiple pilots say that it's
So Dave, who's going to go first? Tell us, Dave, why you are against what he believes. How about that?
Yeah, flat Earth is the dumbest hoax in human history. Jamar just watched some videos by Eric Dubé, who just spews a bunch of bullshit, memorized what he says, and repeats it and pretends to be intelligent. Instead, everything you say is so insanely stupid and can be disproven with like middle school level physics.
Really?
This is crazy.
Yeah,
middle school level physics.
Like, what about, I guess, north, east, west, and south? Like someone else's west is other person's east. Someone else's north is other person's south.
Like, what are we doing? Middle school science will let you know that it can just debunk this whole flat earth thing. So it's even surprising to me when I hear people in 2025 still talking about the earth being flat.
Can go ahead and you can
Let's
rattle off
do
your
it.
debate
Do
talking points.
you have a
I'll tell you how
working
you're
model of a ball that has water sticking to the outside of it? Can you show me a
wrong.
working model
wet
of that?
a tennis ball.
Yes. Wet,
It has
and
nothing to
that,
do
but
with
no.
anything.
That's
What
not
do
water
you even-
sticking to
what
a
does that
ball.
even mean?
That's saturation of water on the
Okay,
ball.
so
I
let's
want you
do-
to show me where water sticks to the outside of a ball
Yeah.
as it spins. It doesn't go to the
Okay,
equator of
so-
the ball and
all right,
spin
buddy,
off.
You
I heard
cannot
show me a
compare.
working model.
You cannot
Okay.
compare
Come on.
that
Something
to how the planet is, because the planet also has its own core system.
It's crazy.
Show
Stupid, I'm
me
gonna
a
explain to
working
you how it's
model.
stupid.
Okay.
The reason that things stick to the Earth is because the Earth is extremely massive, so it generates a very large gravitational field. When water falls off of a ball, whatever ball you're talking about, to the Earth, it's because of the large gravitational field exerted by the Earth. So when you're talking about water sticking to a ball, your desired demonstration of gravity fails because gravity exists.
No.
Things fall to the ground.
There is density and buoyancy, sir. Gravity is not some magical thing that makes things drop to the ground.
Gravity
if I drop something into this water, depending on how heavy it is, it's going to sink or float.
Wait, I want you all to talk, but I want to hear both.
First of all, this guy came out real disrespectful, talk about the stupidest shit. Like if he was in this room, I'd be smacking the shit out of him.
Okay, now this is you being disrespectful.
Okay.
Based on your own stupidity and lack of knowledge.
That's a grown man. You're saying you're going to smack the shit out of if he was in the same room with you? This is crazy. This is crazy work. Just because you're losing an argument, you're choosing to go violence?
Or just because you decide to stay in your own delusion? The next move is to now be disrespectful?
This is crazy.
You know that, right?
What you say to the
you know that, right?
The entire body of scientific knowledge. Let me respond to the insanely stupid thing you said.
I want you to respond to my. Let him talk. Okay, we're going to talk about what pseudoscience.
Okay, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Density is not a force. It requires a force to produce an acceleration. Things accelerate towards the Earth. Density is a scalar. It's not a force. It can't make things move. Buoyancy, there's a buoyant force, but it has gravity. In the equation, buoyancy only exists when gravity exists.
When gravity, the secret sauce.
Here's the
now he's beginning to mock the scientists.
You think that things fall down because the air is less dense. The air is less dense above the object too. So why the fuck don't things fall up?
Things do fall up, you fucking asshole. Bubbles go up.
Okay, this is it for me.
Fucking evaporation goes up, you dickhead. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
This is it for me. I mean, hey.
Evaporation is things falling up. It's gas. Evaporation is oh my God.
Because it's lighter than the fucking density it's in. How can a fly defy gravity? How can a fucking tadpole defy gravity, you fucking shithead?
Tadpole defy gravity?
Really?
Yes. How does anything swim through? If gravity is holding down oceans that are tons of fucking of fucking force.
How did we get to a freaking tadpole that jumps?
so there's a kangaroo.
Everybody jumps.
So there's a kangaroo defies gravity.
Or human jumping now defies gravity.
Yo. This is crazy work. This is mad work.
Or a cat that jumps defies gravity.
How do you fucking lift your legs off the fucking ground?
So things can
you fucking cockbag.
Muscles. Birds have wings, right? You can exert force, which allows you to accelerate.
Wow.
Right? Doesn't that make sense? If you jump or if you throw a ball, you're exerting force and you are counteracting gravity until that momentum runs out. You throw a ball, it goes up, and then it falls back down.
Mm-hmm.
Why do things fall down?
Speaking of momentum, do things
No.
Why do things fall down?
Yeah, because you have to inert the force.
Things fall up
for it to go up.
Why do things fall down only? Why don't they fall up? Is what he said.
Again, light things will rise.
Only with wind, which is a force.
No, it's not only with wind.
Things don't float. Nothing floats.
Why doesn't a ball fall up? The air
because
above the ball
it is
less
dense.
than the ball.
Because it is dense.
Because what's dense?
The air
the ball
is more dense
dense.
than the ball? Is that what you're saying
That
now?
don't even make sense. That's not even what
the ball
you're
is
saying.
dense. If it's in regular air, it will fall to the ground. Say a gel. If it was in a gel, what is it? What's the ball gonna do?
Okay,
It's just gonna stop there, right?
The gel in the air. Why doesn't a ball?
It depends on the medium.
Why is his bottom sticking on the chair that he's sitting on? That's the question.
You said there's no such thing as gravity.
You said there's no such thing in gravity.
Direction of falling. Why do things fall down to the ground?
because they're heavy, because they have density. That's
Okay,
why.
what is heavy? What is weight? Do you even know what weight is?
Oh my.
What's weight?
goodness.
Tell me the definition of weight.
It's your fucking head on your fucking
Oh,
shoulder.
my.
Fat
Oh,
head
someone's
bitch.
getting a little
But you know the funniest.
What
We're
does
not
weight
gonna
mean?
sit here and talk about.
But you know the funniest thing is that this is what you get when you continuously debate the flat earthers. Because this is what they do. And when they know that they're not winning the argument, they go now as far as now being disrespectful, being insultive. And this is why I don't ever want to debate them, because they don't want my time or energy
Facto.
or force.
We're not going to sit
Use
here
it
and
to
define
debate
words
them.
that you don't
Yes,
know that you're
define
trying to
words. We're talking about what's heavy and what's light.
use. Yeah, so what does fucking heavy mean, dumbass? You said the word heavy. What is heavy? What is weight? What is weight? What does that mean? You don't know the definitions of the words you're using.
Bro.
Should I define
Good.
weight? How do
Tell
we
them-
define
Yeah,
it?
Tell us
define
what weight is.
Here I go.
Look it up if you
A
want.
body's
Look it up on the
relative.
internet.
Oh, here we go. A body's relative mass or the quantity of matter contained by it, giving rise to a downward force. The heaviness, and then of course the heaviness of a person or thing.
By virtue of its position in a gravitational field. Things have weight because gravity exists.
See, you say these things. These
You
are
tell me the
definitions.
definitions of words,
These are
and I
definitions
don't know
that
what to
are
say.
that are given by people who are here
study
to
things and actually
who
know
are here
things.
to reinforce a certain position. I'm talking
Sweetie,
about common
money
sense
can't
shit.
change
Did
the
he just
laws
say,
of
sweetie?
physics.
Are
There's
you
no
fucking
amount of
homo?
money that
Did
can
this-
change the
Yo,
laws of physics.
did this nigga just say, sweetie? Yo.
There's no conspiracy here. You can't change what
Listen,
gravity is.
I'm
or
talking
how
about common
electromagnetism
sense.
works.
I'm not getting into all of this.
You're not talking
Do you
about
feel like you're
common
moving?
sense has nothing to do
Do
with
you
any of
feel
this stuff.
like you're moving?
You can't just intuit how the laws of physics work. You have
Bro.
to probe them and learn about them, study them.
Listen,
that's what
we know
education is.
about these things, bro. And all
Like,
this
we
shit
do
you're
and you
talking
don't.
about
You should learn
is
it.
some bullshit. Like,
So
you
do
know
you
about
feel you're
corpuscular
moving?
rays?
The
What are
planet is
corpuscular
moving.
rays?
It appears to diverge because of perspective, kind of like railroad tracks.
What do you mean
right?
appears to diverge?
It appears to from your perspective.
So can you
as an
trace
observer
the
of those
rays back to its source?
What do you mean? Yeah, okay. There's the sun. Sure. What?
How far
You don't even
away?
know what you're trying to
how
say.
far
Like,
away
you're
is the
basically
sun?
memorized
Is the
narrative
sun
today
93
and
million
you're like,
miles away?
Okay, you already changed the set. You're already
I'm
jumping
at-
away from the thing that you brought up.
No. It's not a matter. I'm
What-
talking
is-
about
is he-
common sense, bro.
Is the sun
You
still
have-
93 million miles away, Dave?
Okay, but the
And if
distance
it
is not
was,
common
why
sense.
why do we have
No,
corpuscular rays?
Answer!
Go answer. I want to see where he's getting at.
Why
Yo.
it doesn't why do the railroad tracks appear to converge with distance? It's the same concept. It doesn't matter how fucking far away the sun is.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Y'all say it's 93 million miles away.
Yeah, and that
that's what
doesn't change-
these same people that you're talking about, all the definitions, say is the truth. So what are you saying? That it's not?
No, of course it is. I'm saying that it has
So
absolutely
how does
fucking nothing
what
to
is
do with
corpuscular
rays.
how do
The distance.
how do you explain corpuscular rays?
By what I just fucking told you with the railroad tracks. Do railroad tracks appear to converge
Listen.
with distance?
Yes,
Are they
but at
not
some
parallel,
point you would not be able to see
At which point? At which point?
at some point. I don't know the exact distance of what
Okay,
where you
so
can't
let's
see
go
something.
with you. The
But you
sun's
still
not
can see the
93 million
sun.
miles away.
This
The sun's
93
right
million
up there,
miles
right?
away
Are we
is
doing
ridiculous.
corpuscular
Okay, so the
rays?
sun's
Are we
right up there in the
doing-
sky, right? So why
Corpuscular.
can't we go up and see it? Why doesn't it appear to get
Well, there's
larger as you
videos.
go up
There's
in altitude?
videos of people where they are actually above the sun in planes and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a video where people are above the sun. Is that right?
Crazy.
Or are you completely
AI
full of shit?
generated video.
Nope. Find the video.
Are they
People
above
are
the sun?
Well,
Do you,
Let's
see,
find out
do you
right
see
now.
anything
the
in
flat
those
Earth model
folders that
says
say anything like
that
that?
the sun is above
Wow.
above the flat, but they don't because they don't believe.
Is it
that
like a
the-
dome, right? We're like in a
That's
dome.
what they believe is fucking ridiculous. But it's just
Just like, how do you have pressurized air in something that doesn't have a covering?
How do you have pressurized air?
And
in
you
something that
guys
doesn't
will
have coverage?
say,
let him answer.
Hang on. Let me finish
He's
saying
talking
what
about
I'm
the
saying.
Said what you
Yeah,
asked
and
the
then the
question.
wind associated with the earth.
And it's not open to
And it's not a
space.
vacuum.
Like
It's open to space, and then how do you
How do you
explain the wind?
Do what you're gonna do.
He's trying to be friends. Come on, man.
You got-
Because you have to have a covering. People will say that the covering is the ozone layer or the thermosphere. These are basically imaginary coverings to say the same thing that somebody would say is a firmament. But go ahead.
But we
Tell
do
me
have different
why you have pressurized air next to a vacuum of
altitudes.
space, sir.
Okay, so this is really adorable. You think that space is a vacuum cleaner because you don't know what a vacuum is. You don't know what vacuum means. What's a vacuum? What does vacuum mean?
crazy.
Tick tock, tick
Want me
tock,
to-
tick
want me
tock.
to
What the fuck
look
does a
at the
vacuum
It has
mean?
no air. It's, you know.
It's an absence of matter. So why the fuck would the vacuum of space pull air anywhere? Can you explain that?
A
Vacuum
vacuum
cleaner.
also pulls things, sir.
No, it doesn't.
I guess he
vacuum-
found himself
Vacuums
a
don't
better
suck.
debater.
That's not a thing.
A vacuum doesn't suck like. And if you
If
get
vacuum-
a vacuum
so you don't know what a
cleaner,
He automatically
Vacuum
thinks,
is-
yeah.
Vacuum
is the
some
absence
space.
of matter, right?
Yeah. So why would that pull air anywhere?
So we just have absence of matter next to pressurized air.
Oh my.
Yes, which sticks to the earth because of gravity, which again you pretend doesn't
Which
exist.
sticks to the earth, so it's spinning with the earth
I have the
at
definition.
at 1,000 miles an hour.
Okay, so
I have the
we'll
definition.
really jump into all the favorite talking points. So the earth spins once per day.
bro.
That's what a fucking day
real?
is. Did you know that?
like
You know what? Do you know what
24
a day
hours.
is?
24 hours.
It's how long it takes the earth to spin around one time. So all of this 1,000 miles an hour bullshit just makes you sound like an idiot because it spins once a day. It spins at half the rate of the hour hand on a clock.
Like
Not so fast, is it?
Well,
It might look like it's not so fast
funny
in
shit,
humans' eyes, but then
Yeah,
again,
really funny.
the planet is massive.
Any
massive.
response?
Yeah, you're full of shit.
Am I full of shit about what a day is? Is a day 24 hours? What's a day, dude? Tell me what a day is.
I got
First
a
of all-
question.
Go ahead.
What are we living on then? If it's not flat, if it's so, some people say it's not.
So people
round.
are upside down
What
on the ball.
Are
Because
we?
of
Upside
gravity.
down? What's upside down? Why upside down?
The ball
You got
is
another
at the
country,
bottom,
or
correct?
maybe a water.
Why?
Because it's a
fucking
ball.
So?
Y'all say the
Where's
North
the top
Pole
of a
and the
ball?
South Pole, right?
Where's the top of a ball?
So it has to be a
take a
bottom
second
where
at the
people
North
are
Pole.
leaving
Take
up.
a
There's no bottom. The
the
reason
top?
why
It's
there's
not
no bottom
featureless. Y'all
is
say the
because
North Pole.
But you,
Hey.
no,
And
you
the
said a
South
ball.
Pole.
You didn't say the
I guess
earth.
I can
You said a
explain this
ball.
one.
Okay,
That's
so you're
what y'all
assigning-
saying. We are
you're
on a ball. You said we live on the outside
It's
of
a
a
planet.
ball.
so Dave is
You're
it's a sphere.
designating
I guess
the North Pole.
I can explain this one. So
Crazy.
if it's just a stationary object now, then you can say there's a top and a bottom. But if it's an object that just keeps continuously rotating, the top becomes the bottom becomes the top. So there's no top bottom. And that's what makes it spherical. Easy.
And everything is pulled. It's the gravity that pulls everything. Wherever
In.
you're standing on the earth, that's the center of the earth to you. Like you're looking straight to the ground. So even if you're standing in Africa that is down, you're
It's still the center.
standing on the ground
Everywhere is
center.
the center.
Like it's just amazing.
is the top
is
and
the
the
shape
South
of
Pole
the
is the
Earth?
bottom. That's fine. So now, how do we orient ourselves down? Where is down to us? Where's down?
What do you
Is
mean,
it
where's down?
Is it towards the ground? Does down mean towards the ground?
Towards the gravity. The pull.
Yeah. When you say down, you mean towards the ground, right?
Yeah, that's the ground.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So wherever the fuck you're standing on this thing, wherever the fuck you're standing, down is towards the ground.
But now look
It's
how
towards
the
center of the
look
earth.
how it
So
look how
nobody's
it
upside
turns.
down.
Look how it
Everybody
curves,
thinks-
motherfucker.
Huh?
Look how the fucking shit is on the side
and
of
if
the
you're
ball.
here, down is towards the center of the earth. And
But-
if you're
but you're
here,
standing
down is
on
towards
the-
center of the earth.
but-
I'm done.
This is how fucking
No,
dumb
that
you
doesn't
are.
make
This is
sense,
how
you
fucking dumb
fucking
you are.
asshole.
You
That's how
imagine
dumb
a
you
globe?
are. That shit
You
don't
think
make
that
no
down-
fucking sense.
Yo.
There's
You're
a
on the
magic
side,
down
and
in
it's supposed
space.
to be.
This is it for me.
Crazy. Lord Jamal embarrassed himself in this whole debate. He wasn't prepared for it. And he came out giving excuses after the debate.
Okay, y'all saw the bullshit that happened on Godfrey's show with, you know, the fake professor. And I'm going to tell you, I can't get too much into detail about this right now because I think there's some things going on. But all I can say is I apologize for the poor showing. To all my flat earth people out there, this changes nothing. Although I know I made myself look bad from being out of sorts for many different reasons that I can't necessarily get into at this moment. But I definitely was not myself that night. And I thought certain people were my friend. You know, and you don't want to believe that your friends would do certain things, but yeah, it's definitely possible. But yeah, I was just not in my right state of mind. I apologize for allowing y'all to see me lose my cool. Yeah, that's what happened. I lost my cool. I let this sucker bitch, you know, pull me into some shit. You know, there's a guy on the show that used to be an ex-pimp, and, you know, since he couldn't best me the last time, he did what a pimp does, and he got a bitch to do his dirty work. And that's what happened.
Oh, we told Godfrey not to release the episode. And like we saw it in the beginning, Professor Dave, who luckily recorded this screenshot of the whole conversation, he was the one who released it.
Hey, I guess he owns the podcast episode now.
Crazy. So Godfrey and Jamal has been having issues ever since this episode. Jamal is saying he was set up, like he was spiked,
Playing the victim.
not being accountable, turning on his friend.
I'm not doing this episode to, I want to have a battle. No, I'm just like, you insulted us and we're telling our truths. I did nothing to you. I didn't do anything. And I'm the first person to go, my bad. I'm sorry that it went that way. But you're a grown man. You came on your own. And if you were like, nah, I ain't doing it, I go, okay, cool. I'm going to bring Dave on anyway. You know, that's cool. There's no problem. But you're making it our fault. And it makes you look more like a fucking kid. I'm sorry. This it's whack. It was whack, and I'm disappointed in the guy.
Let us know what you guys think. Do you guys think we were in a flat
Oh,
earth?
please don't ask that question. Oh, no.
Yo.
We're not going to ask that question here.
So I guess if we're not asking the question, we hope that that Professor Dave has been able to explain to you guys, those flat earthers out there, that we're not in a flat earth. And this whole argument or this whole debate
Hey.
we should just move on from this debate.
And there should not be Happy Flat Earth Day. No. Don't encourage it.
Please, common sense, I hope, is back. And to those of you who are carrying so many ideas or logic that you formulated in your head and you don't have proof to back it, please make sure you come prepared when it comes to conversations like this.
Or just do your own research, get the knowledge, think about it critically, and
Don't just listen to people you
Just
see
don't listen to people.
and just say, oh,
You know,
oh, that could be it.
Hey, you could go out every night and day and study the planet, study the nature,
Facts.
and you will see it.
Facts.
It's just that simple.
I hope none of you out there is Lord Jamal type. But if you are, I hope this video was able to like educate you on it and how to be responsible and accountable for your actions when you start to debate things that you don't know. On that note, we'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye
you know, it's
now.
JEJE Vibe. JEJE Vibe. Beauty vibe. Know the vibe. You like the vibe.
I love it.
Till next day.
So I'm giving my history of how much I respected Lord Jamar just from the history of hip hop and shit like that. And so he comes on the first time, the flat earth thing, gets a lot, big views, da-da-da-da. It was awesome.
right.
I said, man, there's a guy that was watching you, a guy named Dave. He's a Professor Dave. He saw your shit and he was like disputing
I
you.
have
He
a
said,
clip here of him saying he gave an open invite to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay, hold
Okay,
on,
let's-
hold on. I think you out of order, God.
I'm out of order?
Yeah. Mike, play the clip.
I'm on.
Which clip?
The
The one
first
where
clip.
he challenges Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Which clip are you talking about?
He knows. Yeah, the one that with Neil when he.
That's what he was. That's what he's saying. Here we go.
Yeah.
Black
All right.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You don't respect Neil deGrasse?
No, I would debate him in a minute.
Really?
Absolutely.
Damn.
He's an actor. He has
What
a
about
SAG
Terrence
card.
Howard?
Terrence Howard is a smart dude, but he's off too.
The Earth is a triangle. Let me explain. There's isosceles, there's equilateral, and there's scalene. It's not a circle. It's not flat. It's a triangle. You're all wrong. All of you mothers are wrong. And it's because I'm light-skinned that you don't believe me.
So that's what he said during the thing.
He said he
During
would
that
challenge
episode we
Neil
was in.
deGrasse Tyson and said that
So
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I happen to know. I met Neil, but I'm really tight with Chuck Nice. As comics, we know Chuck Nice.
He works with
does Star
Neil deGrasse
Talk
Tyson.
with
Yes.
Neil deGrasse
Yes.
Tyson. He is his co-host.
yes.
So I hit up Chuck. Chuck hit me back and he said, listen, he says, look, Neil is swamped. There's no way I could get Neil on until maybe after February. And I was like, well, all right. Well,
Which is
look-
fine. If Neil wants to come later, hell, it's Neil.
Right, exactly. But then what happened was I saw a clip where Dave did a response video on
That's what I was talking about.
and the flat earth. But the first thing was I want to debate Neil.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? And so
I was absolutely, and I said this to you, God, that I'm a little funny about letting Professor Dave debate him on your platform because I was worried about the optics of a white dude.
But we
coming in
tried to use a black man first. And
Right,
my thing
I
is this.
absolutely
And
did.
my thing is this: whatever the race is, somebody don't agree with you, and so
Right.
let's see. It's science. Let's see what happens. You know.
Right, but I said to you several times that
Yes.
I didn't like the optics of it.
Oh, right. Of course not. Right. We got to
Right.
get a black person,
Right.
and we tried, and they weren't available.
And it wasn't available. But I made that step, and I only made that jump because he said, I'll debate Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I'm always looking, for ways to build, to make better content. So okay, let's do it, right? I did not know that it was gonna be a trash-in the way it was a trash-in because I just assumed if you're that boisterous about your philosophy about flat Earth, right, that you would know the talking points of at least
Yeah,
about flat Earth.
that's what I thought that he would have. Okay, this is going to be a good, and I was going to like me and you were going to like we're going to shut the fuck up
And let them go back and forth, and it's going to be a nice volley.
We looked at the flat Earth model and compared it to a bucket of a dinner of bucket from Kentucky Fried Chicken with the mashed potatoes and the gravy and everything. The gravy lays level in there. It's contained. You can float a cruise ship on it. The plastic dome over the top, you can put air in there. It'll be contained. No one's going to fall off of it. You put a little boat in there or a person, and it's contained. A bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken is a better model for the Earth than the globe.
So, like, how you don't push back on, like, all of a sudden, I've seen Dave and I've seen him, that dude is called Flat Earth Dave. I've seen him debate people before. Never heard him use Kentucky Fried Chicken as the model. A bucket of it. A bucket. All of a sudden, now he's talking to a black dude. Now the model. Let me say it so you understand.
That's like a tub of collard green, and there's water in that tub. It's a container, and the collard green.
We hollowed out a watermelon. Right? We put Hennessy. We filled it up with Hennessy. At no shape and point in time did the boat did not. You couldn't see the bottom of the boat, no matter how Hennessy finds its own level.
And if it's a slave boat, right? There's slaves in the bottom of the boat. Now, okay, at first. and this is not I'm not doing this episode to want to have a battle. No, I was just like, you insulted us and we're telling our truths. I did nothing to you. I didn't do anything. And I'm the first person to go, my bad. I'm sorry that it went that way. But you're a grown man. You came on your own. And if you were like, nah, I ain't doing it, I go, okay, cool. I'm going to bring Dave on anyway. That's cool. There's no problem. But you're making it our fault, and it makes you look more like a fucking kid. I'm sorry. This shit's whack. It was whack, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the guy.